So our next topic is the Bezos Washington Post debacle.
So Jeff Bezos, obviously the owner of the Washington Post, he announced a major shift to the newspaper's opinion section. I believe it was Wednesday, saying it would now advocate, quote, personal liberties and free markets, and not publish opposing viewpoints on those topics. And then also he said that the section's editor, David Shipley, was leaving the paper in response to the change.
Yeah, so we can put this up on the screen now. Jeff Bezos shared this on Twitter, or X if you're an Elon Glazer, of course. But he said, "I shared this note with the Washington Post team this morning. I'm writing to let you know about a change coming to our opinion pages. We are going to be writing every day in support and defense of two pillars, personal liberties and free markets. We'll cover other topics too, of course. The viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others. There was a time when a newspaper, especially one that was a local monopoly, might have seen it as a service to bring to the reader's doorstep every morning a broad-based opinion section that sought to cover all views. Today, the internet does that job. I am of America and for America, and proud to be so. Our country did not get here by being typical, and a big part of America's success has been freedom in the economic realm and everywhere else. Freedom is ethical. It minimizes coercion and practical. It drives creativity, invention, and prosperity. I offer David Shipley, like you were talking about, who I greatly admire, the opportunity to lead this new chapter. I suggested to him that if the answer wasn't hell yes, then it had to be no. After careful consideration, David decided to step away. This is a significant shift. It won't be easy, and it will require 100% commitment. I respect his decision. We'll be searching for a new opinion editor to own this new direction. I'm confident that free markets and personal liberties are right for America. I also believe these viewpoints are underserved in the current market of ideas and news opinion. I'm excited for us together to fill that void." Jeff. So basically, like, a huge note here. But yeah, obviously Jeff Bezos is announcing that all this dissent against oligarchy, I guess, won't be welcome at the Washington Post. So this, of course, comes as the Washington Post didn't even endorse Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. And Jeff Bezos sat in for Trump's inauguration in a good analogy, even while many of his supporters were forced to sit outside in the cold, who literally flew to D.C. to watch him deliver his inaugural address. So, yeah, I guess the whole democracy dies in darkness. I mean, I guess it's dying now because the Washington Post, none of the resistance libs listen to the Washington Post anymore. It's a completely dead idea because even before this, Jeff Bezos was censoring people for posting bad cartoons or whatever that were analogous of a new age of oligarchy in America. And I mean, it's just like really sad. For some reason, Jeff Bezos decides to endorse all the other Democrats that he saw that were being elected, except for Kamala Harris while he was head of the Post. So yeah, just obviously many people share this viewpoint that the major financial institutions are controlled by the left, and I really think that the Democrats and the Republicans aren't hugely different in that both of them support these interests. Maybe the right supporting them a little bit more. But yeah, this is just definitely a rightward shift in much of these businesses' philosophy. Because, here, let's switch back to the regular camera. But this is a huge rightward shift in all of these guys' policies. They're out and out admitting this now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I think it will certainly, hopefully, I think it'll lead to greater trust among conservative readers. And I guess it is because the Washington Post is a left-leaning news organization. So hopefully, I personally agree with the decision. I don't know what he's talking about when he's like, it will now advocate personal liberties and free markets. I don't really know what he's talking about there, but hopefully it will reduce polarization and sort of move it closer to the middle. So, yeah.
The entire point of the Washington Post is really to be this, like, resistance liberal. Does the Washington Post really break that much news? No, not really. And so their entire point is really just to be this resistance liberal platform and to be this place where people can unite against Donald Trump or whatever and the right. And personal liberties and free markets really just means like the new oligarchic nature of the second Trump government. So yeah, I don't think it's a good direction at all to be going in, because you just have this platform that many people use to support this certain viewpoint being completely nuked, and of course, like, your people like Ben Shapiro will support this, but it's just like Jeff Bezos has always been just this like horrible human being, and now he's really like showing his true colors and showing where his interests, where his bread's buttered and where he's getting all of this from, because Jeff Bezos wants to bow down to Donald Trump. This is just like Mark Zuckerberg, and now, well, probably actually worse, but similar to Mark Zuckerberg. If you remember when we covered that, Mark Zuckerberg basically stating that their fact-checking department wouldn't be active anymore, and that it would be community notes, which obviously for Twitter is really bad. I think the community notes are trash, but that's just what I think.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of like left news organizations, NBC, CNN, the New York Times, NPR. So like, I think obviously these people will just like move to another news source. So I don't think it's true. Like that bad, but yeah, I guess.
The thing is that the New York Times like actually breaks stuff.
Yeah,
they break news. True. The Washington Post their entire motto is democracy dies in darkness, and this is literally the very darkness that they were talking about. Just not discussing these horrible parts of the new Trump government, which are just destroying so many things that Americans care about, like Medicaid. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you everybody for listening to this episode. Of course, we're back. We just fixed the lighting over here, so the window's covered, so there's no light coming in from there. And Collin actually bought a new lighting kit, so thanks to him. So we're making the studio better every day, and have a good day.